Alright guys, I'm just making a very quick video today. I wanted to talk about the misconception that rogues and warriors are bad in the Burning Crusade Classic. Obviously, I'm definitely not saying that rogues and warriors are top dog, top of the pack DPS during tier 4 raiding as what we are playing right now. But what people don't realise is that this definitely changes. I think the main reason why people think rogues and warriors are bad in TBC is because the majority of the people who have played private servers, like Burning Crusade private servers, normally quit after tier 4 raiding. And the reason why they quit after tier 4 raiding is, one, a new server comes out and everyone wants to roll on a fresh server. Even people who don't want to roll on a fresh server normally end up always rolling on a fresh server out of fear that their current server that they're playing on is going to die because there's a fresh server. And what this means is not many, TBC private servers have progressed into late tier 5 and tier 6 and tier 6.5 with a big player base. And what this means is that only a very small amount of the community truly understand how powerful rogues and warriors are later on in the expansion, because so little people have actually seen that true potential. Because later on in the Burning Crusade, well, they are amazing, they are really good DPS, and they will be top of the pack DPS. Okay, but it won't be on the same level as hunters, alright, because hunters are ridiculous start to finish in TBC, but it will compete with the top dogs like warlocks, and sometimes even top warlocks and hunters on particular raid fights when it's more melee friendly. And this is simply because of scaling, guys. Just how warriors scale to become, the top dog DPS in classic WoW, this will happen in the Burning Crusade too. It will also happen in Wrath of the Lich King, if they have 3.35 talent systems. Always very difficult to say that, because yeah, whenever I've played Wrath of the Lich King private servers, warrior DPS have always sucked at the beginning and then got ridiculously good later on in Icecrown Citadel. In the later raid tiers, fights will also become more melee friendly, okay, allowing melee to basically just stand still and perfect their rotation, whereas the range might have to run around more and therefore not be able to spam cast abilities. Plus, warriors and rogues get access to the legendary weapons in tier 6, obviously the warglaives, whereas, warlocks don't get access to a legendary weapon. Hunters do eventually in Sunwell, but yeah, essentially giving rogues and warriors access to legendary weapons definitely gives them a good boost. And even in tier 4, they're not exactly as bad as a Retribution Paladin was in Classic World of Warcraft, okay? They obviously not a top DPS, right? But they are a very good support class because of exposed armor, which provides a lot of extra damage for hunters. And obviously many raids are stacking a lot of Beast Mastery hunters. And to be honest, in the hands of the correct player, an extremely skillful rogue, then a rogue can very easily be a mid-tier DPS, okay? And this is without actually mentioning all of the very useful utility that they can provide in a number of different scenarios in TBC. They have multiple stun effects, which are very useful for clearing heroics and in some boss fights. They can actually CC2 humanoid targets with Sap and Blind, which can help out a lot in heroics. A lot of people, I'm seeing this a lot, right, with people who are doing heroics in TBC right now. They think that they can just, stack warlocks, hunters, well, mainly mages and warlocks, and just do loads of fat AoE DPS when they're doing heroics, and that's, kind of not the case. Heroics are actually genuinely quite challenging, and the classes with more utility and crowd control, like a rogue, or even something like a Shadow Priest that can provide AoE survivability healing to the entire group, they're actually better in heroics until you have better gear to the point where you can just cheat heroics. So bringing a rogue to a heroic is very, very useful, okay, particularly when you bear in mind that they can actually open the boss room to the shattered holes early, which is very nice, particularly if you're doing rep farming, because that's actually the fastest way to farm, on a Horde or Fraumar rep is just to kill the first boss quickly and then reset. If you have a rogue in a group, then you will be farming rep much, much faster. And obviously that's also very useful if you're farming the spell strike pattern. So, overall guys, the reason why I wanted to make this video is, I'm just sick of people writing off rogues as a terrible class in TBC. They are going to get better, and to be honest, they're not even that bad now. Halfway through TBC, I can guarantee you a lot of people are going to be re-rolling rogue and warrior because they could probably, quite bored of playing a hunter or warlock where you just essentially press one button for the entire expansion. A lot of people are going to be re-rolling when rogues and warriors start topping the DPS meters. But, you know, if I'm totally wrong, then I will eat my hat on that one. But only if it's made out of marzipan. Anyway, my name is MetaGoblin. To my next video. Ciao.